Take a gander at this beautiful man. He's Charles XII of Sweden, sometimes known as Carolus Rex. He assumed the role of the Swedish throne at the age of only 15, only slightly more impressive than what you've accomplished at that age. Imagine having to lead in a war when you were 16 years old. Well, Charles did, and he was a badass. He personally led his armies through the war, which we'll get into detail in a minute, but first, let's talk about the Great Northern War. Sweden had a decent bit of influence in Europe, and its neighboring countries were not happy. Enter Russia, led by Peter I, Denmark-Norway, headed by Frederick IV, and Augustus II of Poland-Lithuania. They saw that Sweden was led by the young Charles XII, and figured they could take advantage. Boy, were they wrong. The first official conflict occurred when Polish troops marched into Livonia, laying siege to the capital. The Swedish forces completely decimated their armies. War being expensive, Charles raised money for the war campaign all throughout Sweden, allowing him to defend attacks from Denmark. Surrounding Denmark from the side, the Danes were forced to withdraw from the war. Sweden then led a counterattack through Poland-Lithuania. Eventually, Russia was able to enter the war, having been preoccupied with the Ottomans. The Swedes slowly marched to Narva, and dug trenches. After an epic fail by the Russians, Charles packed his army east to fight back. Outnumbered 4-1, Charles and his men sent the Russian men to join their abusive fathers in Valhalla. Although you could talk about countless battles in the Great Northern War, the most important would be that of the Battle of Pultowa, which led to a Swedish defeat at the hands of Peter the Great leading the Russian armies. The Russians led their very large armies, larger than even your mother, to crush Swedish forces, and over time the Swedes found themselves backed into a corner. The English joined in, and eventually Charles was shot, and the Swedish forces surrendered. The end of the Great Northern War had drastic effects on the European stage, ending the reign of the Swedish Empire, and leading to the rise of the Russian Empire. Make sure to like and subscribe for more epic funny moments.